Our company's name is Niken, and for the past 40 years, we've spent hundreds of millions, in fact, probably billions of dollars studying something that is very important to all of you, and that's your health. While Western pharmaceutical companies and the medical association was studying your sickness and how to treat it, we were studying your health, so you don't need that stuff in the first place. And I always kind of jokingly tell people, you kind of have a choice. You can either be our customer or theirs, because you're going to be one of the two. And I'd much rather have you be ours and live a healthy life and live a life of abundance and be able to go out there and spend the time doing the things that you like and have the health to do it. Because after all, your health is your greatest commodity, isn't it? It's a wonderful thing. Now, our company's mission is to create awareness, first of all, that there's challenges out there. And I think most of you today are pretty aware that there's a lot of challenges, more so than ever. Things we took for granted, like when I was a kid, when I came in and I would be outside playing, I'd run in the house and get a drink of water out of the faucet. How many of you guys had boys that would do that? My mom would get mad because I made the faucet dirty. Now, if our son does it, I'm mad at him because the water coming out of it is dirty. And that's a big challenge. People are worried about the genetically modified food in the grocery store. They're worried about their air quality. They're worried about the stuff in their carpet, their fibers, and all these things. And it's kind of out of control today, and people are looking for solutions. So we're raising awareness first that there's a challenge, but more importantly, we're going to show people simple, affordable things they can do to start taking control of that. And my wife and I have partnered with this company. And to connect with Niken, we've actually hired one big company to protect us from all the other ones, and it's pretty neat stuff. Now, one of the things I'm going to focus on primarily today is our water systems. Now, these are very cutting edge, very high tech, and even though Niken's been around for going on 40 years, I like to tell people it's kind of like Apple Computer, where they had done billions all over the world, and they had a group of people that really, really loved them with the Macintosh and things like that. And then a few years ago, they came out with the iTunes and the iPad and the iPhone, and the company went from something that was really big and people loved in a small group to something that was everywhere. How many of you guys today have Apple stuff or something like it in your home, from the touch screens and all those different things? What we're going to do is take wellness from a select group of people that really understand it, because it takes a lot of knowledge, to everywhere, to where people are using it and it's in our homes. And that's really what the powerful thing about it is. And this technology does that. And this is something we've come out with fairly recently. It's very exciting stuff. So you guys mind if I take a couple minutes? I'll show you kind of a really neat, really simple, easy thing that will show you indisputably the power of this stuff. And then we'll share with you what to do from there. Does that sound good to you guys? How many of you guys in this room, let's say I'm 40 years old now, 20, 30 years ago, took for granted that your water was clean. You didn't even think about it. You just got a drink out of the faucet or whatever. And then over the past 10 to 15 years, how many of you guys have already, something that was free most of your life, started buying bottled water? Spending more on water than you spend on gasoline. Now, what caused people to start to get it from the bottles in the first place was we started to hear about the contaminants in our tap, the 100-year-old plumbing with lead in it, the biologicals, the pharmaceuticals, the pesticides, all these things in your water. And if you haven't really heard a lot about this, go out and do your research and see what's in it. Don't take my word for it. Go and educate yourself. Now, it's pretty fascinating to me that people are willing to go and spend more on water than on gas for something that's been free. Do you guys think that's a pretty significant development? How many of you guys are doing this already or were before you got involved with Niken, spending a lot of money on this stuff? Well, the problem with bottled water, and once again, go and do your research, and I'm not here to slam any of these companies. I'm just here to tell you what the research says and to show you the results. But if you take a look at this, first of all, a lot of the water that's in these bottles is actually of lower quality than what's coming out of the tap. And you guys can go read this yourself. The other problem is they put it in a plastic bottle, and the number one is in the bottom of this. It's called what's called BPA's in it, which leach into your water, particularly as temperature goes up. And why do you guys think it's a big mystery today that 1 in 75 babies born has autism, that there's lupus, autoimmune diseases, chronic fatigue syndromes, and all these crazy problems out there? Do you guys think it's a coincidence today that a baby being born has 200 chemicals in their body the day that they're born? This is the challenge. In fact, we're partnered with a company called the Healthy Child, Healthy World Foundation. Their mission also as a nonprofit is to go out and let people know you don't have to have this stuff in your home, and to make some simple changes. So here's people trying to do something right and go and buy bottled water like this. And I'm not even addressing the contaminants issue today. I'm going to show you something even easier than that you may not be aware of. But that's a real challenge, is you're doing what you think is right, which a lot of people do. It ends up being as bad or worse than the thing that you were doing in the first place. So you're left with no real solutions, because the only water systems that really clean up the water have been thousands of dollars out there on the market, and that's priced out of most people's price points until now. Until now. So one thing I want to talk about, a very simple thing, is we've got two units here. One is called the Waterfall. And this is the actual PyMag Sports bottle. Now these not only clean your water to NSA 42 and 53, which are not only the taste, the color, the clarity, but also they take out the chemicals, the contaminants. It's about the best you can possibly get going on. But the good news is this bottle right here will cost you about 10 cents a refill, which is about $40 or $50 to get the bottle in the first place. And then the refill, and by the way, the bottle, if you do this in a landfill, would disappear in about a year. It's got an enzyme in it, so it doesn't hurt our planet. Is that pretty neat? The filters in this that last you about 2 months are $24 wholesale for a 2-pack, about $35 if you're not a member, which I'll talk about in a minute. Pretty powerful stuff. This waterfall unit right here is very, very powerful stuff. You're talking a couple $100 to do all your family's drinking water, and then you change the filter. I think I saw the other day a member price is $26 for a new filter that'll last you 3 to 6 months. Is that pretty awesome stuff? But that's not even the best of it in terms of just the filtration, in terms of just what else it does. How many of you guys are aware of the effect of acidity on your body and how bad of a deal this is when it comes to disease? Are you guys becoming more aware of this today? So the bottom line is this: acidity is what for your body? Bad. Alkaline is good. Now the problem we got is most of our diet pulls our body acidic, and when you're in the acidic environment, that's when disease can spread, that's when your body breaks down and all kinds of problems. So your body's always struggling to stay pH balanced, yet most of what we dump down our necks, especially down here in Texas, because they invented a wonderful word called salsa. Who here likes salsa? Right? Who here likes to have a soda occasionally or some lemonade and stuff? And by the way, I'm a realistic person. My wife and I, we like to be healthy, but I also like to enjoy myself. Like, until I got involved with Nikan, whole food meant the whole pizza. I didn't even leave that last slice on there. And guys, we get the fact that wellness is a journey. It's not a destination. We want to help you make simple, affordable changes so you can enjoy your life but still live it. Does that make sense, everybody? That we want you to be able to do that. So the cool thing about this is I'm going to show you the results of these units with acidity versus alkalinity, and then you can decide for yourself which water you would like to drink. I've got a couple common bottles up here, and this. How many of you guys have ever drank Dasani before? Right? I'm going to put about an inch of water in this bottle, and I'm going to show you something really simple. I put about an inch in here because a pool test kit is designed to actually test about that much, because you put them in the little tubes. So there's that, and you're going to see I'm going to put it in front. Here is Ozarka. How many folks have ever drank Ozarka before? There is Ozarka. How about this one? Purified water for babies. And this one actually says with fluoride added, used as directed by a physician. Now, I don't know about you. I'm not great with babies, even though it's important to me, obviously, and I love them. I can probably use water without being directed by a physician. Who else here has that natural talent, right? Okay. I know which end does what in a baby, and I know that I can apply water as needed. All right? Now, this is Gatorade. How many of you guys have ever bought Gatorade for a performance-type athlete? Let's put about an inch in here. And then how many of you guys have ever had a sore tummy or a sore stomach, and what's the first thing you go and get? Yeah. Now, usually you get a sore stomach because your stomach is pretty acidic. And the answer apparently is to drink 7-Up, so we'll check that out in just a second. So I'm going to use an ordinary pool test kit here. Now we actually have much more advanced test kits than this that you can see that not only break down the colors, but also it'll do it actually by how acidic it is in the scale. But this is just a basic, simple test you can do. You can get any pool supply store. And if you take a look at this, the more reddish purple it is, the more alkaline it is. The more yellow it is, the more acidic it is. So I'm going to apply these drops. I'm going to do 5 simple drops just to be uniform with this, and you can tell me what they do. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let me ask you guys a question. Let's swirl these up just a little bit. Let's take a look at these. What color are these as we go down? The Ozarka, the Dasani, the baby water. What color are all these 3 down here? Yellow. And yellow is? Antacid is what for your body? Bad. How many of you guys hate buying $3 a gallon gasoline? How many of you realize you're paying more than for gasoline for water that is in a BPA bottle that probably came out of somebody's tap? They say natural spring water, it sprung out of somebody's bathtub. And it's put in a bottle, it's sold to you for more than gasoline, and then at the end of the day, it's actually acidic. How about the Gatorade? This is what we're putting in our performance athletes. How about the 7-Up that you're drinking for your sore stomach? So the solution for having an acidic stomach apparently is to drink more acid. Not sure that's the way to go. Now, having said that, Up until this time, guys, to get pH balanced water, and you can buy some pH balanced, you'll see it in the store, it's $2 and $3 for a container this big. Because before NECANN got on the scene, you had to spend thousands of dollars for units that were powered, that had to mess with the water, they had to break it up ionically and all this stuff. And NECANN went out and said, look, we can do it better because we're a global company with a high research and development. We're going to figure out a better way to do it. So they came out with these. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of the waters. This is an empty bottle. I'm going to use 2 of the waters that tested acidic. And I highly recommend when you guys do this test, you use water that was already acidic. Because I did it one time, and someone said, oh, you brought pH balanced water already. I'm like, well, I would never even think to do that, but you're right. So this one right here is water that tested acidic, and I'm going to pour this into a cup. And I want to show you something real quick. Let's pour it into here, about an inch of water. Okay? Now, a second ago, how did this same water test? Let's put the drops in it again, and you tell me what it does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What color is this water? pH balance, guys, 11 cents a refill. Which water would you rather put in your body? Okay? Let me show you the waterfall unit over here, the home contraption. Let's do this one here again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many of you guys can see what color that one right there is turning? How many of you guys think that's pretty impressive considering that it's so far under the market, it's almost like it was reinvented? And let me show you something even more powerful than this. You know, in your life, it's hard to keep a good diet. It's hard to stay healthy in the environment because there's just a lot of stuff out there. What if you had something that was easy, simple, and affordable that you could do, that you could put into your life, that had the power to convert and turn stuff around, that could go ahead and make you healthy, that was easy? What if the people you loved came into your house and you gave them the option of putting stuff into their life that could counteract the problems of daily life, that was easy, simple, and affordable? And what if somebody like your baby that doesn't even have a choice, that you're making choices for, what if you could make choices for them to counteract the environment out there? And then what if you realize there's just some people, no matter what you do, you just can't change them? And that's pretty crazy stuff. So this is an amazing company. Now, by the way, it's pretty fascinating. When you take a look at what we're about to do, is that the good we're going to do with filtered, you know, it's ionized, it's alkaline, it's all these things, it's affordable, it's simple. This is the first time I've ever seen a company that can not only raise awareness, but we can go to the second step and actually show people simple steps that we can do. This company has so much more than this. Your water, your air, your sleep. We've got stuff for folks that are struggling taking prescription drugs, who are in discomfort and don't have any other hope. And this is just a doorway in to say to people, here's an easy way you can take care of this. So as I told you before, we're out to raise awareness. We're out to show people simple steps they can take. But what my wife and I do, and many of the people here in this room are looking about, hey, look, here's a real simple question. How many people in this room think you can do what I just did? Okay, do you think you need a white coat and medical paper to do this? You need a glass and a bottle, which many of you are already very good with. All right, so that's good. So a glass and a bottle, you're good. Now, how many people out of 10 do you guys think would want to be a part in some capacity, whether it's using this stuff or talking about this stuff? If you know you can do it, how many people out of 10 would you guys say? Throw me some numbers. 8. What's the lowest? What's the lowest in the room you think out of 10 would want this? 5? So if you know you could do it, you know 5 to 8 people out of 10 would want it. My next question is, would you be interested in doing what we do, which is getting the word out and educating people, helping them to connect to this company? And by the way, you can earn anything from a small income to put some extra income in your pocket to a massive income. My wife and I were able to be retired before the age of 40 with this company. We both have college degrees. We both had good careers. We came into NECANN. We raise awareness. We give people choices. We get paid a lot of money, and we get paid residually for doing something that I would do for free. Because in the first case, we're doing it just for our family. The fact that we can create an income we can feel good about by helping other families do it is about the neatest thing I've ever seen. And this is a company you're going to be hearing a lot about. This is a company that's going to be everywhere. This is our lead product. People get really excited about it. And what you're about to see over the next couple of years is something that will start to take back the toxic environment, turning it into a healthy environment, and helping people be more and get their lives back and get them under control. And I'm proud to be a part of it. So talk to whoever gave you this. If you're in this room, talk to whoever brought you here and find out how you can use some technologies to get your family healthy, how you can share it to help create some income of any size for your family, and then how you can go out and become a part of the solution and start making the changes to start getting this country and our health back on the right track. So I hope you guys had a good time today, did you? Awesome. Well, thank you very much.